I'm really good.
Good to see you.
So nice to see you.
Good to see
Really.
you too.
You guys could
Yeah, of
stay
course.
close.
Kind of get close to you.
Snuggle. Thank you.
We're buddies. We don't mind.
Oh yeah. Then yes, Paul moves in with Felix,
I want to live in the phone booth in your apartment.
which I'm trying to get swapped out to a TARDIS.
TARDIS. How amazing would that be?
Great.
How amazing would that be?
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah.
So jumping right in because we have short time here.
Okay, so-
when you first read the script and first heard about this show, did you kind of anticipate that this show would blossom into this amazing phenomenon?
You know what? When I first read the script, I mean, it was an amazing script, and just to be a part of it, I was pinching myself each and every day. But I think on set, like the passion that everyone from our executive producers and networks brought all the way down to the crew and actors, how the love that we brought to the show and how passionate we were about it.
Yeah.
I think that's what was really exciting, and that would to see the response to the show now was really gratifying for all of us.
I think it was a bit of a dark horse in terms of whether or not people were going to respond, because high concept shows are few and far between now. You have a lot of procedurals on television, and cable is really the home of high concept, but they don't always work. So I think we were operating.
Thank you, Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah,
Making it work.
that's our best special
Yeah,
effect.
that's our secret weapon.
But I think you hope that it works, but in the back, and you enjoy the experience, which was remarkable and life changing for me and for Dylan and for everybody else. But you're very guarded because you know that one of two things will happen. It's either going to be incredible and you'll find your audience and people who will connect with the characters, or it will be disastrously bad, as is true of any high concept show.
And it seems like the momentum for the show is building more so after we finish the first season, which is really interesting too. It's becoming kind of a cult favorite.
Which is crazy.
Which is it's just a brand new show.
Usually only
you know?
happens like after the second or third season, but it's stunning.
Well, speaking of your cult following, this is your first Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I was at
This is your
Well,
second.
my
Your second
second, but
one,
my first
for-
the first time I came to Comic Con, I was with a kid's show. It was a really lovely little series called Oh my God, you're Tiffany Vogue. Hi. Oh, shite. Hi. You're so sweet. We'll do this out. I'll fawn over you afterward. I did a really great show, but it was a kid's show, and it was it was just a natural history. It was one of my home to some of my most precious memories, but it was a different experience. This is much more.
They didn't have
scaling.
vodka in the green room.
There's that. I was a lot more nervous for the carpets, that's for sure. But it was also, the show had just come out, so it was. And whereas this time around, people have seen Orphan Black, and there's a fandom growing, Clone Club. And,
Yeah. I saw the Nerd HQ panel. I was there for that.
Yes,
I saw your reaction
awesome.
to that.
How good of a singer is he? So
my
me putting
God.
him on the spot
The
wasn't
Taylor
that big a deal.
Swift?
Please,
Jay
God.
Swift. Jay Swift. I was gonna join in. I started beatboxing too, but Tatiana was too good at beatboxing. I was like, I'm gonna ruin this. I'll
She's
just
pretty
sing
much as
around
good at
and
everything.
enjoy.
That was really. When you work here, you're very much in a bubble, and you have very limited interaction with anyone who's watching the show. I'm kind of in disbelief that anybody watches it outside of like my mom and like my family out east, and
All our parents just get together and watch the show.
they're basically the ones keeping it on the air, and to have that momentary connection where you know what I mean, like
great.
it just
The energy was
was
contagious. It was wonderful.
kind of hits you square in the chest. It was like a bit of a sucker punch, and we did get a little emotional. I think everyone was like, "Yeah, you were crying." I was like, "I cry at everything." I cry like 3 times.
Jordan's
a day.
such a sweet guy. He'll cry when he sees children walking down the street. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting emotional." I'm like, "Jordan, it's okay. Buddy. I'm here for you."
I like that. There's that commercial with any kind of commercial with animals.
Oh God,
Sarah McLachlan
Oh.
is evil.
Yeah, she is. Why does she
not
do that
okay.
to us?
The SPCA commercials are those are I can't talk about it. It wasn't good.
You guys are such softies. What is it like to work with Skylar?
Oh my gosh, this girl.
Oh,
what a great question.
Kira?
Too. Yeah.
Oh
Skylar
my
Wexler.
God, she's the sweetest little girl.
Probably like borderline genius. She's
Yeah.
brilliant, so prepared. you have this like, what is she, 9?
I
Maybe
think she's
8 or
9.
9?
She's 9. Yeah.
And she has already figured out that it's all about responding and finding.
She's
that.
so into the scene. Like,
Yeah.
she's
So
so
committed.
present and committed. Yeah.
Which
to
is
see a
just-
young kid it's that.
Yeah.
at
Like,
that
I
level.
struggle with that. We all
Are you
struggle
kidding
with,
me?
you know,
Of course we do.
coming in. Sometimes it's very difficult to stay rooted and stay connected.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
lose yourself in the scene. But I think kids have that sense of play, and that sense of
ever
total
expanding
abandon.
imagination that just doesn't quit with her too.
Yeah, they're just willing to surrender themselves so much more to imagination
Right.
and to the creative process. Whereas I think we have a lot of social biases and inhibitions that sort of prevent us from going, okay, yes, I'm a dog and now I'm a pirate. Kids
Right.
are, you tell them to be a dog, they're a dog.
Right.
They're on the floor, and that's the place of play that you have to get back to.
How
And
cute are Allison's kids too? Aren't those like
So
the
great to work
cutest
with.
kids you've ever seen in your life? And you got to play with them.
I
a
did,
lot.
yeah.
I never worked with them. But
They were like just so
how
funny.
fun were they excited to dress up when you saw
Oh
yeah.
yeah, and I was trying everything I could to get them to laugh, and they were just like, "I'm not going to get."
They
it
were
to
just
you."
giving you nothing.
giving me
Oh my
attitude
gosh.
and nothing, and I was like, "Okay, you guys are great." And they're really sweet, but they knew what they were doing. I think they knew more.
They
than
made you
what
bring
I
your
was
A
doing.
game to the table for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, speaking of family, I just wanted to both of you to ask. Obviously Felix and Sarah are family.
Yeah.
But the other clones, does Felix consider them like his sisters as well? And with Paul, he's kind of on the outside, halfway.
Paul doesn't
on the
have a
inside.
family. Yeah, I know.
So what does he? Do you guys consider the clones and Felix and Paul all kind of a weird messed up?
I would love. I don't think I'm on the inner circle yet. I don't think any of them trust Paul and what his true intentions are and what Paul's about. But I would love to be on the inner circle of the Felix and
Of the clone circle.
family, the clone circle.
I think in the beginning it was sort of like Felix. He's been so close to Sarah, and one of his biggest fears is being left alone. That was something inherent to outsiders, which is weird and kind of ironic because they're an outsider, but they fear isolation. So I think when Sarah discovers all of these, we'll call them familial connections because they are. They're quirky and weird, but they are sort of like sisters. I think there's actually, in the beginning, I was working with a twinge of jealousy. The fact that she has roots, she doesn't know where they
You're
go.
very jealous. Felix is very jealous.
Extremely, like
because
he-
even the fact that Paul and Sarah started having a little bit of a relationship, which there was a pretty fun scene that we cut, but Felix was very sassy and jealous of Paul and Sarah's
He was when he finds them in bed
burgeoning
together.
relationship. Yeah. Actually, wouldn't you be a little upset if you found someone that
Yeah, I
just
think in
shagged
general,
in
I
your
was-
bed?
I think there was a little bit of that as well. And then I had to
Probably.
wash oh god.
Wash
the-
your silk
The
sheets.
props department, because I'm ripping off bed sheets in the next scene, and the props department thought it'd be really funny to like load it up with condoms one time. You rip off the sheet, and there's like loads of, and I
That
wasn't,
is
I was
awesome.
not
I
going to
didn't know
break,
that.
and I was like, seriously, and I just start like, I mean, it's awful. But yeah, I think the connection with Allison, that relationship was really unexpected, and it's really funny because evidently, yeah, that's just it. They share so much. They actually are very similar, and I think either person could have become the other.
He's her confidant. He's all she really has at that moment, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
which is
that was such a beautiful scene of you guys in the bathroom. I really loved it. Yeah.
that was where they solidified the relationship, and
I hope they really explore that in season 2 because we don't know anything about season 2. They don't
they've
tell
been
us anything.
so cagey.
Yeah,
about it.
so cagey
Except
about
that you
it.
were roommates.
I literally
We start dating and
I was
then we
hoping.
get
I hope
Obviously.
that I want Felix to like come kick some butt with Paul. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I would like.
I think it'd be awesome. Like they go out to a gun range and he teaches them how to shoot, and they're doing
You have
pull-ups.
no
together.
idea how I would push the wardrobe department to like let me do it in, I don't know,
Some
drag or something.
some drag camo.
Have my like 3 women moment from Robert Altman's films, like when they're on the gun range. Do you guys ever see 3 Women? Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
with the drama of it all. I would, I think that'd be really fun.
It'd be like the Odd Couple, right?
Fighting crime.
Fighting crime. Felix and Paul. I'd also like to figure out what kind of animal he would fight as, because it would be different than a feline.
Felix?
When he's like, his felines are actually really like.
Something with claws for
It
sure.
would cry. Yeah, I see this.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe a
seeing, like,
Wolverine.
Badger.
Badger.
Honey badger.
The honey badger. Yes.
Honey badger don't care. Honey badger don't give a shit. Yeah, he's the honey badger. There we go.
What does that make Paul then?
Oh gosh.
Lion. Batman.
I know. With my voice right now, Batman, absolutely. I don't know.
I know we're gonna sound like Barry White, all of us, by the end of the day.
I know,
So
seriously.
they're gonna do a Halloween special just for you guys now.
Yeah, right. Or like a musical episode. That would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. Even though when I was in college and I took my musical theater
Yeah, you
course.
have a musical theater background.
Not a
which I think
background.
is
It was just to get a drama degree. You had to take a musical theater class, and the teacher would always tell me after we sang like a song, he'd always say, "Dylan, you're about as good enough to get government work when you get out of here." I was like, "What does that even mean?" But that is so rude.
It's mean.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks, guys.